Hello everybody, this is Victoria Carl, teacher at Open High School, and I'm here for day 4 of our figurative language. So today we are going to do, again, SOL 6.5H, in which we're going to talk about figurative language. Today we're going to talk about why authors use figurative language. We'll review again the 7 different types, and today we're going to focus on our last 2, metaphor and simile. So you're going to be able to identify and write examples of them both. All right, so again, let's do a quick review. Alliteration of all of our figurative language. Alliteration, words that sound the same. The caring cat. Hyperbole and exaggeration. I'm so hungry, I ate a horse. An idiom, an expression that doesn't make sense. When you really think about the actual words, it's more of a figurative thing, like break a leg, right? Metaphor we're going to do today. Onomatopoeia, that's the bing, bang, clap. Those words whose meaning is suggested by their sounds. Personification we did yesterday, which is taking an object and making it sound human, like the waterfall whispers and secrets. And then we're going to do simile today, so we're wrapping it up. So metaphor, what is a metaphor? It's a figure of speech stating that 2 things are similar. And it's a statement. You're not like pretending it's that, you're saying it's that. The strawberry was a fresh summer day. The strawberry isn't actually a fresh summer day, but by stating that it is, it makes it seem, you could just say the strawberry was good, but that's not as fun. And that's why authors do use figurative language, because it gives it a little bit more, energy into the sentence, makes it a little bit more interesting. So the strawberry isn't really a fresh summer day, but by stating it is, it gives us more information about how refreshing that strawberry was. The rain came down in full cold buckets. There was not really buckets falling from the sky, right? The test was a long, never-ending marathon. Although tests can feel that way, you're not actually running any marathons. But it's not saying the test was like, it's just saying the test was a marathon. It makes it very definitive. This is actually the way it was. She read the book at a snail's pace. I don't know how fast snails can read. Maybe you do. I'm assuming it's a lot slower than whatever rate she was reading at. All right, so let's do a little practice here. All right, so, sometimes if your mom or dad or guardian wakes up and they're in a bad mood, you would say, oh, Grandma was a real bear today, meaning they were kind of grumpy. So they use the words is or was, very definitive, right? So Jerry has a green thumb to make his plants grow well. Does he literally have a green thumb? Like, no, that's an expression, right? But we're stating it. He has a green thumb, which means that he is able, like he's a good gardener, he's able to make plants grow well. Mom is a bear in the mornings. Mom is grumpy. So bears are grumpy, Mom is grumpy. He is such an angel. Is he literally an angel? No, he is not. But by stating it in this way, using a metaphor, you get the idea that he's a very good person, acting well, right? Mrs. Java is a dragon with her coffee breath. She's not really a dragon, but we get a lot more flavor from this sentence because we're using is a dragon, not comparing to a dragon, just saying that she is a dragon in the morning with her terrible coffee breath, which I probably have at this very moment. All right, so maybe you can come up with a few metaphors on your own. So why don't you do 2 out of these 3? I'm going to give you 3 minutes to do that. All right, so if you need more time, you can pause the video, of course. All right, so what is a simile? A simile is very similar to what a metaphor is, right? It's comparing something, two things, but instead of being like, it's a definitive thing, it's going to use words like or as. So if we look at the example, she was as smart as an owl. If it were a metaphor, you would have said, she was a smart owl, right? Making it very definitive. But a simile uses the words as or like. She was as smart as an owl. So we know it's a simile because we see those words as there. The student was as quiet as a mouse. That makes it a simile because it has as in there. If we wanted to make it a metaphor, we would say the student was a quiet mouse. So can you see the difference? They're very similar. It's just a matter of a couple of words that are being used that distinguish between a metaphor and a simile. My backpack was like a bag of bricks, right? So again, we can choose to use the words like or as if we're going to use a simile. If you were making this a metaphor, what would it be? My backpack was a bag of bricks. So again, we know that it's a simile because we see these words as or like. A little bit of simile practice, right? So let's fill in these together. The little girl is as light as a feather. Okay. But again, you see that we have a word as here. That makes it a simile. Jenny was so pretty. She was like something like a diamond. Okay, she was like a diamond. The house was so small, it looked like, again, simile. This is our word that shows us that it's a simile. The house was so small, it looked like a mushroom. That might be stretching it. If my rabbit keeps eating so much, he is going to be as big as, again, that's our simile word here, as a cow. When my mom saw how messy my room was, she turned as white as a ghost. The pool is as small as a cup of water. It would be one small pool. The teacher is as nice as an, help me out here, as an, oh, what's a really nice thing? I think flowers are really nice. The teacher is as nice as a flower. All right, so I think you get the idea here. You can finish these last three on your own if you would like to, and then make up a few, one or two of your own. I'll give you a little bit of time there for that. Next up, we're going to look at a list and see if we can distinguish between whether it's a metaphor or if it's a simile based on the words that they use in the sentence. So go ahead and think about these similes a little bit more to yourself. All right, so here we go. Is it a metaphor or is it a simile? Let's review. A metaphor is a statement, right? Using is or has or was. A simile uses the words as or like. So those are our clues. Number one, he is a fool. I don't see as or like in there in that sentence at all. So it is going to be a metaphor, right? He is a fool. It's a statement. Number two, his lips were soft, like a baby's skin. Do you see either as or like in that sentence? Absolutely, like a baby's skin. Again, that's our clue that this is a simile. Again, metaphors and similes, both figurative language. We're just trying to figure out which are which in these. Ideas are wings. Don't see as or like. It's a statement. That's a metaphor. Number four, I don't know who wrote this. This is hilarious. I didn't write this. I'm feeling like a freak on a leash. So, do you see the word as or like in here? Yes, so it is a simile. Number 5, he has a heart of gold. No as or like, it's a statement. He doesn't literally have a heart of gold. It's a figurative language saying that he's a good person, but it is definitely a metaphor. He swims as fast as a fish. You see the words as or like? Sure do. He swims as fast as a fish, meaning that this is a simile. All right. So we've had a lot of good practice on this. So I hope you get the idea between a metaphor and a simile. Next class, we're gonna have to figure out all of the 7 figurative languages and see how much we have retained through this week. I hope you have a great rest of your day.